Hello everyone, welcome back to Chemistry Guide. In the last lecture, we have discussed about solutions. In this lecture, we will see about suspensions and colloidal solutions. In the last lecture, we have seen that solutions are the homogeneous mixtures of two or more components. That is, when we are adding two or more components, we are getting a homogeneous mixture and we are calling them as solutions. Similarly, when we add two or more components, we will get a heterogeneous mixture also. So these heterogeneous mixtures will be of two types, suspensions and colloids. So suspension is when we add two or more components, we will get a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve. That is, in solution, what is happening when we are dissolving salt or sugar in water, that is getting dissolved in the water and we are getting a homogeneous. But in case of suspension, what happens is when we are adding a solute to the solvent, it won't be dissolved in the solvent, but it will remain suspended in that, suspended throughout the bulk of the solvent present in that. As a result of this, we will get a heterogeneous mixture in which we will be able to see solute particles as well as solvent particles. So this is what is known as suspension. So here, if you see the definition of suspension, it is defined as a suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. Particles of a suspension are visible to the naked eye. Example is flour in water. So if we add flour to the water, you will see that it won't be dissolved in the water, but you will see that flour particles remain suspended in the water, and we will call that as a suspension. Now we will see the properties of a suspension. Just now we have discussed that when we add two or more components, solute particles will get suspended in the solvent, giving rise to an heterogeneous mixture. So one of the properties of a suspension is it is a heterogeneous mixture, and the particles can be seen by the naked eye. And the particles of a suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it. Here we are saying that it can be the particles that are present in the suspension can be seen by our eyes. That is, they are having a significant size. We are able to see means they are having some specific size. So because of having this some specific size, they are able to scatter the beam of light. But in case of solutions, we have seen that we cannot see the particles that are present in the solution. That is, because of having that smaller size, we are not able to see them. So because of having that smaller size, they cannot scatter the beam of light. But here, in case of suspensions, we are able to see the particles by our normal eyes, and that is, they are having some size, some comparable size. So because of having that size, they are able to scatter the light, beam of light. Next is the solute particles settle down when a suspension is left undisturbed. That is, a suspension is stable. So if we add the solute to the solvent, to that means if we take starch solution and if we keep the starch solution for a little bit of time, you will observe that the solute particles will settle down at the bottom of that flask or beaker, whatever you take. That is, it is not the stable. But what we have seen in case of solutions, a solution is stable. In that case, particles will not be settled down with on time, and they can be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. So suspensions can be separated using the process of filtration. That is, by doing simple filtration, we can separate the particles that are present in a suspension, because in suspension, solute particles, they are not getting dissolved. They are just remaining in the or suspended in the solvent. So easily we can remove them by doing the filtration. Now we will see what is meant by colloidal solution. A colloidal solution is also a heterogeneous mixture, but because of having the smaller size of particles as compared to that of suspension, colloids will appear to be as homogeneous mixtures for our naked eyes. But in reality, they are not homogeneous, they are heterogeneous. For example, milk. For appearance, it will be like homogeneous, but it is not a homogeneous mixture. It is a heterogeneous mixture. So the colloids In colloids, the particles of a colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution. Due to the relatively smaller size of particles as compared to that of a suspension, the mixture appears to be homogeneous. But actually a colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture. So here a common example is milk for a colloidal solution. Next we will see properties of colloidal solution. As suspensions, colloidal is also a heterogeneous mixture. Because of the small size of colloidal particles, we cannot see them with the naked eye. We cannot see the particles of solution also with the naked eye. Similarly, in case of colloidal solution also, we cannot see them with naked eye. These particles we cannot see them, but they are big enough to scatter the light, to scatter the beam of light. That is what in solutions they are very small. Even though they are not visible with the naked eye, they are very small and they cannot scatter the beam of light. But what happens in colloidal solution is they are small to be visible to the naked eye, but they are big enough to scatter the beam of light. That is, the size is not matching our eye, that means our seeing power, but the size of the colloidal solutions is enough to scatter the beam of light, and they do not settle down when left undisturbed. So in case of suspension, we have seen that when left undisturbed, in suspensions the solute particles will get settled down. In solutions also they won't get settled down. Similarly in colloidal also they don't settle down, so we will call that the solution is stable, and they cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. So here we are saying that the size of the colloidal particles is very small. Because of having this small size, we cannot separate them by the process of filtration. A special technique called centrifugation is used to separate the particles of a colloidal solution. Next is we are discussing in solutions, suspensions, colloids, that they will scatter a beam of light or they won't scatter a beam of light. This property of scattering a beam of light is known as the Tyndall effect. So when we pass a light through the solution, it will scatter the light. So if we take solution in this example, if we see here, solution is not scattering the beam of light, colloid is scattering as well as suspension is scattering. So this property of scattering a beam of light is known as the Tyndall effect. Components of a colloidal solution. In solution, we have seen that components of a normal solution are solute and solvent. As well as in colloids also, we will have two components. They are dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So what is meant by dispersed phase is the solute-like component. So that is, in case of solution, the thing whatever we call as solute will act as the dispersed phase in the colloidal solution, and the thing which acts as solvent in the solution will act as the dispersion medium in the colloidal solution. So here also you can see the solute like component are the dispersed particles in a colloid form the dispersed phase, and dispersion medium is a component in which the dispersed phase is suspended, is known as the dispersing medium. So in case of solutions also, we are saying that solute is the thing which is getting dissolved and solvent is the thing which is dissolving. So here also same thing is happening. Dispersed phase are the particles which are dispersed in a colloid, and the dispersion medium is the thing which is dispersing the particles. So here dispersed phase is similar to the solute and dispersion medium is similar to the solvent. Next, classification of colloids. Colloids are classified according to the state. So in solutions also we have seen that based on the solute and solvent type, like solid in liquid, those things we are having. Here also based on the type of dispersed phase and dispersion medium, we will have different types of colloids, like by knowing the state of the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So if we take dispersed phase as solid and dispersion medium is liquid, it is called as solution. And if both are liquids, that is dispersed phase and dispersion medium, it is known as emulsion. And if dispersed phase is gas and if dispersion medium is liquid, it is known as foam, which we see in our regular houses. And if both are solids, then it is known as solid solution. If dispersed phase is liquid and dispersion medium is solid, it is known as the solid emulsion. And if dispersed phase is gas and if dispersion medium is solid, it is known as solid foam. If dispersed phase is solid and dispersion medium is also is gas, then it is known as solid aerosol. And if dispersed phase is liquid and dispersion medium is gas, it is known as liquid aerosol. So this is all about suspensions and colloids and their classification and their properties. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to type in the comment box, and if you want the PDF of this, you can get it from the description box. Thank you for watching this video.